So you're welcome to the gist here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. We are live across Africa on DSTV channel 421, and you can tell a friend to be part of this new program on Joy News. My name is MzGee, and we are coming to you from the premises of Mahogany Lodge. It's located in Cantonment, close to the NAFTI institution. You can just ask around when you get to NAFTI where Mahogany Lodge is. Just before the launch of another season, we're going to have a conversation about Miss Ghana and what the issues have been and what the face of this new season is going to be like. Maybe we get to know what really the truth is. Finally, we get to speak to the CEO of Exclusive Events Ghana, Ina Maria Party. Once upon a time in 2004, she was Miss Ghana. So she has a lot of knowledge when it comes to Miss Ghana. Hello, Ina.
Hello, Miss G.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
I see so. You look great.
So do you.
I love the combination,
Thank
you know.
you. Thank you.
And how is Miss Ghana doing?
Wonderfully well. We are.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't think that everybody else will agree that at least that's not what we've seen or that's not what we've heard.
I like to rather you say you heard. Because
yes.
see, honey,
Yeah.
the girls are doing well. Miss Ghana, what, 2018? I'm sure you've been following because of some of your press guys follow activities.
Yes, we've seen them at some of the events. I personally saw them at the MTN end of year. I forgot what it's called, but I saw
I mean,
them.
and most importantly, they carry out their various charity projects. They hosted or put together a fantastic kids bazaar to raise funds to cover the cost of surgery from a child suffering from scoliosis, as we do annually. They put together a blood drive event.
So how come we haven't had all that? Because
that's why I'm like, where have you been?
Well, you haven't invited us. Maybe
okay, so
because
we're going to be inviting you.
Yes, maybe because maybe because you've been avoiding us.
Why?
Yes, because ever since even before you crowned the Queen in 2018, you know that we've heard a lot of things. We've been looking for you everywhere. Ina is tight-lipped. She's not ready to speak yet. So maybe that's why we haven't been able to, get all that has happened so far.
Well, I think like most or some media houses prefer to focus on controversies. We focus on our work. It's about beauty with a purpose. It's about impacting society. And that's what we spend our time doing. I mean, if you want to hear about noise or dabble in such, demeaning exchanges, then that's definitely not my personality. And neither does the Miss Ghana brand stand for that. Now, if you want to talk about people hitting at you with all those controversies, I'm sure discerning listeners or people who are discerning enough can read between the lines and see that this is a clear, attempt or deliberate attempt at tarnishing our reputation, our hard-earned reputation, and in particular, my reputation. And what's the best way to deal with that than resorting to the legal system? And that's what we did. We're currently in court, and we pray that things would, move on smoothly and the truth would be unraveled. So, I mean, we've taken it up. All parties have been sued for defamation, and we're praying that, things get expedited.
When is the process starting?
It started already.
You've been to court already?
Not yet. They've been served writs. They were dodging the bailiffs, and then finally we had to get the court to grant an order of substituted service.
And you know for a fact that they were dodging?
Yeah, because we get reports. I mean, if I have wronged you or you have wronged me, and I have every right, that's what the courts are for. I would hurriedly rush there, so that the justice system can take its course. But if you're dodging a bailiff, it means you're either not sure of what you're saying or it's complete outright lie. You should be in a hurry, like they would say, like the Americans would say, to kick. Like someone says, I was going to fight, kick her, whatever, behind. You should be in a hurry to do that. So, after the court granted us, order for substituted service, there was a publication in national paper, which is graphic, in December, and eventually they have responded. So it's a matter of time. The rest would take its place.
Now, one would say, why did it take you that long? Because the controversy started even before 2018 contest. So why did it take you that long? What finally got you deciding to go to court?
Well, even deciding to go to court, typically Ghanaians would say, oh, ignore them. That's how Ghanaians are. But I'm ashamed and disappointed at the fact that majority of people think that's how Ghanaians are. We get on air, social circles, and we defame people or gossip or say things with impunity. And they go, oh, Fama, or forgive them. And it's about high time that stopped. And it got to a point where enough was enough. You cannot misbehave all the time, expect people to ignore or forget. No. Let's clean up, put our house in order. Let's clean up this mess so that the truth can finally be unraveled.
So who have we subpoenaed? Who are we taking to court?
We're taking Stephanie Kakari, Delali, Antoinette Kemavor, Giuseppina, Nana Kyobefi, Margaret Kumaminta, Chris Vincent, and GhanaCelebrities.com. These are the parties to begin with.
So Stephanie is Miss Ghana 2010. Giuseppina is 2013.
Yes.
Margaret is which year?
Kumaminta was a runner-up in 2013.
2013.
First runner-up to...
And Chris Vincent?
He's a blogger.
He's a
You
blogger.
should know
So,
him.
yeah, I know he's a blogger. So
colleague.
I'm wondering why he is in there, because he never contested.
Well, when we get to the court, we'll decide. But he did, I mean...
And you're suing his
I'm
blog
not
as well.
going to go into details because apparently it's what you call contempt. But at the end of the day, let the legal system take its course. These are the parties that we've served. These are the parties that we're suing, or we have sued.
And you're suing them because, like you...
Defamation. For defamation.
They said things about you that were untrue.
Sometimes I'm lost for words. It's like you're just tired of it all, to be honest. Yeah. It's a shame you live in a society that enjoys vilifying people, enjoys bringing people down. Shame. Big shame.
But why would people who have enjoyed the glory that comes with, being in Miss Ghana walk away just to defame, the same contest, the same organizers?
Well, I hope you wouldn't miss our days in court and you'd hear it all.
You have no idea why that will happen?
Like I just said, it's a personal, deliberate, consistent attack on my personality and the brand. Most importantly, it's on me. And they forget that there's a ripple effect on the brand.
Now, what I also want to find out is not one of them, two, three, and even with the 2017 Miss Ghana 60 Queen, at a certain point walked away. All her runner-ups also walked away. I'm wondering if there isn't something wrong, or you don't think there's something wrong with the organization, or maybe the way you handle
There's
things.
nothing wrong. I've come to realize that we embrace mediocrity as a country. We love to destroy people. And the truth is, when you stand for what is right, you stand alone. And like I said, inshallah, you'd enjoy our time in court. The truth would be revealed.
I like the fact that you said that when you stand for something right, when you say you stand for something right and we embrace mediocrity, I'd like you to break it down, because we have not been part of the contest. We don't know exactly what goes in or goes on the day-to-day running of exclusive events.
With regards to the parties we've taken legal action against, I'm not going to talk about them. Let's talk about Miss Ghana. Let's talk about how we run the Miss Ghana beauty pageant, okay? Now, we must emphasize the fact that Miss Ghana, whether we like it or not, is our national pride and joy. It is the national beauty pageant.
Whether we like it or not.
Exactly.
But as to whether...
Hold on. Now, I say that because over the years, other pageants have sprung up to some extent that it makes people forget what Miss Ghana brand stands for, okay? Now, that's
Are they
why
taking
I
the shine off
emphasize
it?
Hold
Is that
on.
what you're trying to say?
No. Don't forget that a lot of, I'm sorry, but looks like today, with a lot of young girls, it's about slaying. They forget that. Miss Ghana,
What's slaying?
hold on, hold on. Miss Ghana is not about cash, it's not only about cash, car, and crown, these three C's. It's about service to country, okay? So backtracking, like I said, Miss Ghana is the national beauty pageant. It was initiated in '57 by our first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, to offer that platform to that independent Ghanaian woman, not just transform her lives, but that of the less privileged in society generally, okay? So this essence of it, or this vision, has been carried through from when I call him my chairman, Reginald Lai, Mr. Lai, under Media Whiskers management was running Miss Ghana up until some point. Shelley leased the franchise for 5 years. She run, and then now we have taken over completely because Mr. Lai has retired. Now, fast forward to
You're taking over completely?
Yes, we bought the rights.
Okay, let's you have the franchise completely?
Yes, we bought the franchise.
So you have it till eternity?
Yes.
Till you get tired?
That's what people don't get. And then they bash on radio and say, this one should come over and step in. I say, how unfortunate. How unfortunate.
You're not ready to let it go?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Even in the face of all that has happened?
Not at all.
Okay.
You know, I am, when I sit back and I reflect, it saddens me because you've sacrificed a lot of time, effort, resources to want to impact society, to want to position your country out there, promotes tourism, what have you. But it saddens me that you're trying to do this for country and people don't appreciate it. They rather want to destroy and tarnish and frustrate your efforts. You know, so you sit back at one point, I'm human, you know, you get hurt and you think, but it's something that I'm passionate about. And with passion, you can't kill that by maligning
even
the
when
person.
people don't appreciate the passion.
Honey, I don't need people to appreciate
It's
the
Miss
passion.
Ghana. You said it's a national pride.
Exactly. Now, I wouldn't delve into other areas, but let's say even in politics, do people appreciate what each president does? No. Every year, and that's the
But at least we have the opportunity to vote in and out.
Hold on. So what happens? You never, it's human. You would never appreciate what people, even Jesus Christ, was he not, I mean, what didn't he go through? But today we all.
People have choices. That's why people don't believe in him.
Exactly.
So they have choices.
Choice.
But in your case, we don't have a choice, it looks like.
No, you have a choice.
What's our choice?
You can decide to ignore or not be a part of Miss Ghana.
You said it's a national pride.
It is. I mean,
I'm
football.
Ghanaian.
Hold on a second. Football. How many people love to watch football? How many people are involved in the activities of the Black Star? Not everyone is. Yeah. C'est la vie. But anyway, so fast track, that's what Miss Ghana brand symbolizes.
Stands for. But
exactly.
again, let me take you back to some of the things that you've said. You said that, you know, it's a national pride and a lot of people have come with other pageantries. So, and it's not about slaying. I'm asking if it's watered down the impacts.
Hold on, that's what you didn't let me finish. So you need to understand what the brand symbolizes. Then you can, you know, probably you might change your line of questioning.
No, because you said that initially, I want
exactly.
to find out, because we have a lot of them, like you said.
Okay, so
a lot of them. So
exactly.
there are alternatives for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Has it taken anything away from Miss Ghana?
Honey, like I said, Miss Ghana is Miss Ghana. Miss Ghana represents Ghana at Miss World. Miss World is the ultimate. I'm sorry to say this. If you cross the shores of Ghana and you mention, okay, I belong elsewhere, and Miss Ghana just walks in, it's Miss Ghana.
Even in the face of all that has happened?
Absolutely, my dear.
You think it still holds that value?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is that what people tell you?
Of course.
They
I have
tell
clients. We have patrons. We have fans of the pageant. Like you said, human nature, human institutions. You'll have people who don't support or share in your vision. But life goes on. You keep focus and you continue your good work.
You got the franchise in 2010.
2011.
2011. But you
Towards
inherited a
towards
queen.
the latter part.
You inherited a queen.
To some extent.
I'm wondering why it took you time and to think through.
Because when you say you inherit someone,
because
you
are
inherit
not
someone. For example, when I organize an event and you crown a contestant, or should I say she's a judge, the winner of a particular year, you work with her throughout her reign up until she crowns another person. And even though she has crowned another person and focuses on her personal life, once a queen, always a queen. So she's always a part of our family, more or less.
But she doesn't regard you as family.
Who?
Stephanie doesn't. She was a queen that you got in
Sweetheart,
2010.
I am not going to spend my time this lovely afternoon, or is it morning? Yeah, almost afternoon, lovely morning, discussing these candidates
But
or personalities that we... Yes.
You've taken her to court,
Absolutely.
so she's that important to your brand.
Honey, when you're defamed, you need to defend your brand.
So I say she doesn't... You're defending your brand.
Absolutely.
But we're talking about the same
defending our
person
brand.
who is, you know, rubbished your brand. She doesn't regard you as family. Do you regret that you had to take her, even though she was not a queen and that your tenure as...
It's like there are more important issues to discuss that want to double your time.
No, I just asked a simple question because you took her anyway.
Temporarily?
You have
over
responsibility. You will still be
months?
called when her issues have cropped up because you don't want me to say you inherited,
I
but
didn't crown her.
exactly.
So we had a
but she
short-term
became your
working
liability at a
relationship.
certain point.
Liability?
How else do I put all your assets?
No, not at all.
So what did she be? But you had to
She
take
performed
Stephanie.
an ambassadorial role over a 3-month period per contract.
Okay, and it was within just 3 months that she has a lot to say about you and your brand.
Well, when we get to court, we'll decide whether that's just someone living in a fairy tale land or whether that's fact.
Now, the things that she's had to say about your brand over the years, I'm sure have affected your brand. That's why you're taking her to court.
Sweetheart, it's defamation.
I'm sure
we are
he's,
in court.
and definitely
And
has
that's
affected.
exactly what defamation stands for. When you defame someone deliberately, you should be held accountable to your words and your actions.
You know, there are people who talk silly things or lie about people. They never take them to court because it doesn't affect them.
No. It does affect them. But typically, no. Typically, they say, oh, you're Ghanaian, Famanyami. Yeah. It
So
happens a lot.
it
That's
didn't
why I
affect
said
you, but
it's
you
not
just felt that, like-
It's not just in the entertainment industry, or particularly managing the Miss Ghana
It's a
brand,
Ghanaian attitude.
but it's everywhere. It's in politics, it's in other aspects of business, and personally. I mean, come on. Day in, day out, you find all sorts of videos that are, personally, I don't even watch them, but you hear people commenting and stuff. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Now, let's come back to the queens that you had. Stephanie was not your queen, so you had her for only 3 months, but you had other queens after her, and unfortunately you got the franchise in 2011, but there was no pageantry in 2011.
Towards the last quarter, October, so there was no way you can organize an event.
So you started from 2012.
Absolutely.
And
right.
2012 gave us Now Kali, is that Now Kali Shooter's reign, and so Gusi Pina came after Now
Right
Kali.
after, yes.
But it looks like it's only Now Kali that shines, or is still shining among all your queens.
Is it? Why do you say that?
Well, she's the only one I've not heard say
so
anything.
let me enlighten you, since seems you're missing on
Yeah,
the boat.
tell me.
Now, in 2012, we had 3 queens. We've got, 3 ladies. The winner was Now Kylie Shooter, followed by her first runner-up, Nadia Antanu, then Jennifer. Now, Jennifer had family-related issues, so she couldn't, continue as a runner-up. But that's what I was trying to point out from the beginning, how we run the Miss Ghana Beauty pageant. We initiated the concept of the fact that the winner, we don't believe in the winner takes it all, okay? So we decided we're not just going to work with the queen, we're going to work with her runner-ups and any potential contestants, original queen, who would want to volunteer for the foundation to impact society. So you've got these 3 queens, you've got the concept of 3 cars where the winner takes it all. Now, this initiative doesn't happen anywhere on this planet Earth, to be honest with you. This is what we do as an organization.
It used to be the case. Is that still the case now?
It's never been before we initiated.
No, I'm saying that even
yes,
as of 20...
Absolutely,
So
it
all
is.
3 contestants get a
Absolutely.
vehicle.
Hold on. Listen to me carefully. There are 3 official vehicles, okay, that the 3 ladies get to use during their term of office or during the reign. Because don't forget, you're supposed to go out there, have client meetings, raise sponsorships for the various charity projects you're working on. Now, you don't expect the queen to do that on foot. So there are 3 vehicles at each person's disposal, labeled accordingly. We got the winner, first runner-up, second runner-up. Now, at the end of your successful reign, the winner gets to keep her car. So it's like, you've performed wonderfully well, thank you very much, end of service gift. So the title is transferred to the winner. But the runner-ups don't get that opportunity. Their successors take over from there. After a period of time, we now decide to okay, we need to sell it off and then get new cars. Exactly. So that's how the organization runs. So in terms of...
So I'm asking if that is still pertaining.
Yes, it does.
So with 2017...
I mean, you were at the event on Saturday. You should have seen all the cars.
They came with your cars.
They did, and it's always been the case.
But one of the things that I heard during 2017 was that it wasn't the case with them, and even both runner-ups had to leave because they had spent too much on transportation.
Sweetheart, people like to hear rumors, but the sad
thing...
No, hold on. But the sad thing is that next time in the future, to you, as a journalist or TV hostess, and your colleagues, when you hear rumors, come closer. Our doors are open.
You're
Come
here.
and investigate.
No. Ina, you didn't want to speak
No,
to us
hold on.
initially. You're now speaking.
No,
And
no,
Ina,
no.
don't make it look like we never reached out to you. We
Sweetheart,
reached out to you several times.
Why do you have to reach out to me? I have an office. Come by the office.
But if the person we want to speak to is not ready to speak.
Just like Anas, the way he does his investigative.
And that's how
You should.
And that's how come we found out that the two runner-ups had to leave because they didn't get their car. They were tired of spending. I hear one was coming from all the way from Bawi or Malam or somewhere.
It doesn't matter where you're coming from.
She couldn't afford to come to the office every day.
So then, hold on. Point of one, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You could hail from Tamale, come from Volta region. But when you're passionate about something, most importantly, impacting the lives of the less privileged, it doesn't matter where you come from.
These are young girls that don't have the money.
Point two, as per contesting Miss Ghana requirements, you should be a clean driving license holder, okay? Now, it's spelled out clearly on our website. So if you feel maybe it wasn't communicated clearly, the information is there and has been the case, okay? So that's one of the criterias to contesting Miss Ghana. Now, if you don't, you should endeavor between the time you pick up forms to audition up until the grand finale to have completed your driving lesson, so you have access to a vehicle.
And this is on the forms that they fill.
So hold on. So these ladies,
let me just know if it's on the forms they fill.
It is online as well. Now, so if
maybe they didn't see online,
honey,
but so maybe if it's on the form.
You keep on excusing. No, hold on.
I'm speaking. I'm only asking questions.
Do you know if you were living in a developed country? Let's say you were in Europe.
We are an underdeveloped country.
You see, that's the problem. No, don't say that.
No, but we are a third world country.
There are some donors who've stopped giving donation because when they come around and they see the flashy buildings and the cars, they go like, Ghana isn't a developing country. You guys have money. But anyway, back to the grind. No, so it's about time we read. People don't. Do you think that, let's say you were working in Europe and then you miss a line, oh, I didn't see. Oh, honey, you go behind bars.
This is Ghana.
No. But you see, that's the problem. And that's why we're not developing as a society. We act in a primitive manner, which is wrong.
Because I'm just asking, because if it's one of the very essential things.
These are adults. These are some of them have even completed university. So shame on you if you say you didn't read it on the internet. Or you came in, you went through orientation and you missed that. Come on.
But I'm saying
then you're in the wrong boat in the first place.
Then you chose the wrong people then.
How would you you can't say you choose the wrong people.
Because
you give every Ghanaian lady within that age group a fair chance, okay? Everyone, let me tell you something. Provided you can speak a local dialect, provided you've completed basic education, you have every right to compete, okay? Now, are you trying to tell me, let's say I work at Joy FM, I'm sure they lay off staffs all the time who don't fit in the culture, or they themselves feel that I can't fit in here, and they what's the word, honorably, and respectfully resign. So you cannot say that, okay, we chose the wrong people. No, everyone
because I'm
has
asking
a fair
if it's a very
and
essential
if you come into
requirement.
an organization and it doesn't suit your concept or it doesn't suit your expectations, you honorably leave. Now, nobody's holding you and saying you must be a part of this. Not at all. Because let me tell you the beauty of someone who is passionate about what she does. These are successful queens. Like I was telling you, 2012 you had all these three. 2015, I can confidently talk about Afua. I can comfortably talk about
But
Rebecca.
She was not the queen.
Hold on. Afua was the first runner-up, and Afua eventually became an ambassador for the brand and represented Ghana at Miss World
because the queen walked away.
No. See?
What happened?
The queen went for Miss World. Her reign ended. Simple as.
No.
Hold on. 2016, we didn't have an event. And it will be unfair to make a queen drag on till the next year when she's got her school. Don't forget that most of these girls who come and compete are in high institution of learning. So when they defer a year, you don't expect them to do. That's unfair.
In 2015, who was the queen?
Delali Kemavo.
Delali Kemavo.
Exactly.
And she went for Miss World.
Absolutely. Her reign ended.
And she's part of the people you're suing as well.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about, you see, this is the issue. You don't understand how the brand runs. If you appreciated how we run, you'll be discerning enough to see that these are just empty barrels. These are disgruntled, envious ladies who just want to defend something so beautiful. So fast forward, so you've got all those ladies who've reigned successfully. Do you get where I'm coming
but
from?
I asked
So
a question
at
that
the end of the
you didn't
day-
answer.
Which one was that?
If the driving requirement was very essential to having the car to
It
the
is,
crown,
because don't forget
then
that.
it should have been maybe it should have been properly hammered even at the audition,
Sweetheart,
if it was on the website, and it
Sweetheart.
became a problem that was reoccurring.
You see, it's easy for you to sit here and pass those comments. So what I'd like to do, I'm telling your viewers that are watching, so that tomorrow I can tell them whether indeed you did. Be a part of the process. Don't just stay behind it. Oh, Ina is not responsible. But we have events. We make noise about them. Come and cover. Visit the office. Be involved. Be a part of it.
Well,
or do you want me to invite you?
No, if you invite us, we'll definitely be there.
You can actually come and share, mentor the ladies on your journey as a TV hostess.
But we want to understand.
And then you would appreciate some of these things.
So you mean that you're able to tell them, but
Sweetheart, let me ask you a question. You work at Joy FM, and I'm sure you signed a contract, didn't you? Did you read through it?
Yes, I did.
Did you get a lawyer to go through? I'm sure you didn't, because it was crystal clear, black and white. Nobody saw.
At least.
So the point I'm driving at, how old were you when you, I mean, if I'm allowed to ask
Oh,
that.
no, I was old enough. I was past 18. I was past
hold on.
20s. I was old enough. I'd worked elsewhere. So,
where, your first work experience, where was that?
can I even remember?
Okay, so I'm just trying to tell you that these girls are not below the ages of 18, okay? These are discerning young ladies. These are who are.
Is it because they are not below the age of 18 that they are discerning?
No. They are in, if you have graduated from university, you know what education does? Not just basic, up until tertiary. Come on, sweetheart, let's not delve into that.
So the education,
no,
what about the education makes them discerning?
Are you saying they just...
No, I just want to understand how you qualify them as discerning.
Discerning, your ability to think, analyze,
and
be
that's
critical.
because you mentioned their age and then the education.
Honey, hold on. You should have, that's what education
How many of
offers us.
them have interfaced with,
That's what
contractual
education-
work?
Sweetheart, at the end of the day, even if you don't, you have the opportunity to go and discuss it with your lawyers.
I hear you never allow them to take the
Sweetheart, you
contract
keep on
out of
hearing
their...
and hearing.
That's what I'm asking
When
you.
even
You haven't
read-
responded to
hold on.
all these
when
things.
When you even read the contract, it's there. You've got 5 days.
To take it away?
You've got 5 days to decide whether you want to be a part of this or not.
I've heard one of your contestants or one of your queens, I can't remember
Sweetheart,
who,
you
say
keep
that.
on hearing.
That's why I'm asking you.
Have you visited the queens who reign successfully?
Well, maybe in the coming days we might
Not
visit.
coming.
But
Do
let's
that.
understand. Let's understand, because we hear them say that they give it to us and they say read through and give it back to me and
Sweetheart,
sign. You don't have the
you're
time to
still
go give it to your
trying
mother.
hard to
I
get
need
me
you to
to-
because
Hold on,
if anybody
hold
is
on.
watching, you need
Hold
to
on.
understand that.
No.
If
You
anybody
know
is
what?
watching,
I
they
think
might get
you're not doing
disappointed.
a good job to your viewers.
Well,
you know why?
well,
Let me explain why. Because what you should have done is run me through how you run Miss Ghana. And I would have answered, no, hold on.
We don't think that we'll have the time
because
to.
You will.
But
Because
you've
hold
been
on.
running us through
hold on.
some phases.
No, hold on. I just explained to you that the criteria for contesting Miss Ghana is out there. When you
No,
hold
but
on,
there's a different
hold
thing
on.
from the
When
criteria
you are
being
in
out
doubt,
there
no. When
versus
you are in
what
doubt,
we hear the people tell us.
When you are in doubt, visit the office. We can clarify
Nina, this
that.
is something
hold
we've heard
on.
from one of your
hold on.
queens.
I'm talking about a potential young lady who is interested in contesting for Miss Ghana, okay? Now, you do your research. Find out what this organization is about. What is in it for me? What are my responsibilities to the organization? What's the organization's responsibilities to me? When you're happy and you're satisfied, go ahead and pay your form, come and audition. When you're done with audition, what we do is, before you even sign, to officially announce you to the public that this is who and who, we will sit with you, go through the contracts. In the past, we'll give it to you, go away and go and research. But now, no, we invite your guardian, whether it's a lawyer, your parent, come with them, and we sit and we do that.
Is that what happened in 2017?
That's what we're doing.
Is that what
So
happened in
hold on.
2017?
2017, we gave it to them to go away.
To go home
but
with.
Because people have
No,
rumors,
let's understand.
No,
because this is from a 2017 queen or
sweetheart.
a member of the team.
I cannot talk about people I'm in course with, okay?
Oh,
but I'm
all the people you
about,
mentioned, the 2017 contestants are not in there.
Oh, we will. I mean, I don't need to divulge it, but anyway. Bottom line
you
is
mean that you're also
in,
serving, you soon serve them as well? Let's make this easy for all of us.
No.
Now I'm asking questions. You're trying not to answer at the questions I'm asking
like
you.
Like I said, if it's related to a case in court, I can't
You never
answer.
mentioned about 2017. None of Margaret is not in court. Neither is
what makes
Priscilla.
you think Margaret
You
is
didn't
not in
tell me
court?
that.
Sweetheart, you haven't done your homework well.
You're telling me.
You've invited me here
yes.
to have a conversation. So relax and let me give you the
And I'm asking questions and you seem not to be interested in my questions.
If it's in court, sweetheart.
Is 2017 also going to court? 2017.
My lips are sealed, honey.
Okay, since your lips are sealed, I assume that
there are cases that are in court and it's contempt, so I cannot talk about
but you
that.
never mentioned 2017 issues.
It will resurface within a twinkle of an eye. Don't worry.
So that will also
anyway. So what do you want to know?
So I'm asking.
Okay, so hold on a second. So I just told you that you come.
But
in,
answer my question before you
go
continue.
Through, no, you go through contracts.
You're not answering my questions.
Indirectly, I'm answering it.
No, but
you
I just want to answer.
With your parents
you're not mentioning any specific year that this happened.
When you're done, append your signature. Everyone is happy. Then we begin work.
So it happened in 2017.
In 2017, it happened. Every year, we give you contracts.
But
to
I
go
heard
home.
from.
Hold on, you've got 5 days. Review your contracts. When you're happy, you come, you sign. If not, goodbye. We'll find an alternative. But going forward, in order to have legal, representatives as witnesses, now we say, come in with that person. It's filmed, by the way, so that in the future we'll just pull out the video and release it. Do you get where I'm coming from?
So that's what's going to happen henceforth.
We started that last year.
From
so not just parents or guardian anymore. Now you come with your legal
lawyers.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it makes things
it looks like
much more transparent and open.
It looks like from what you said initially that okay, so if you don't like it, you go. We'll find an alternative. It looks like an autocratic system,
Not
sort of
necessarily.
to me.
For instance, when you are working at, let's say you work in a bank, there's a standard contract, and guess what? Maybe because it's a bank, people don't ask questions; they just sign. So why is it that when you come in and there's a standard code of conduct, you have a problem with it? It's not a contract that is physically, mentally, no, it's not abusing you. People have signed the same contracts. We've worked with them successfully.
A lot of them have also complained.
And we have a relationship.
A lot of them have also complained.
So be it,
or do you say
dear.
it's just because if you have a queen, you have first runner-up, second runner-up, and the queen walks away, the first runner-up also misbehaves and walks away, then it begins to look like you have nobody to work with. You have to pick from the rest who didn't win anything.
We've always had people to work with, my dear.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like it's an autocratic system you're running.
People are trooping in and knocking and want to be a part of it.
Maybe you're taking advantage of that.
Oh, how?
Because you have people beckoning that they want to be part of this. So
Sweetheart,
once you misbehave, you're gone.
Maybe you misbehave and you're sacked. Someone will fill your shoe easily.
That's the problem.
Hold on. No.
Is
That's
that a problem?
It's an organization. And if you don't kick at something you're not happy with, then you're being a hypocrite or you're being in a dictatorial fashion. No, like you rightly said, freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
But these people might be expressing
freedom of association. So you can choose. I don't want to be with Joy Prime anymore, and another lovely, gorgeous personality or talent will take over.
But what if the cases are genuine? And whatever they might be, because it looks
Sweetheart,
like we
I can't
have.
answer that.
I'm asking you
How
because you seem to say, and you've repeated that once you say you don't want to work with us, there's somebody else waiting.
Absolutely.
And once you say this, there's somebody
that
else.
happens everywhere, my dear.
It means it begins to look like I am the dictator here. You follow my rules. There's no room for amendments. I cannot serve you the way you want me to serve you. You go with it or you leave.
Sweetheart, I think your flow or line of thought is misplaced here, to be honest.
No, I'm just asking because it's what you've told me, so you need to explain to me what that means.
I've just explained to you that right in your own institution, you could
my
be
institution
happy,
is a privately owned institution.
But
you keep saying that. No, you say it's the pride of Ghana.
Of course.
My multimedia.
Do you think multimedia isn't a pride of Ghana?
But it's a private. It's a private institution.
Exactly, and it is still the pride of Ghana because you know why? And when I travel to the UK or I'm in the US, people talk about the fact that they're watching.
But the good thing about multimedia is we are allowed to voice out. They don't sack us when we voice out. That's the good thing about it. But that's what your lady seems to be saying. Your lady, one of them described you as a monster.
When we get to court, you'll find out whether it's true or not.
Are you a monster?
What do I look like?
Very pretty, but you could be a monster indoors.
No. I mean, we've interacted on a couple of occasions.
I'm not a queen. I'm not a queen. I didn't contest. So if the interaction will be on a different level.
Anyway.
So if your queen says you're a monster.
When you get to court, you'll decide.
But how does that make you feel, though?
Me?
That your queen says you're a monster.
Oh, sweetheart.
You can't be bothered.
Honey, how do I look? Fabulous.
You look fabulous.
Inside out.
Inside out.
Yeah.
You mean, but you're not bothered because
when
they keep calling you names.
Inside out.
They keep calling you names.
Let me ask you a question. I'm surprised you're even repeating this. You know why? Because let's take our current president as an example. Didn't they call him names? No. Hold on, no. And that's why I'm telling you, unfortunately, and shame on those people. That's the kind of country we live in. JM, didn't they call him names?
Well, but they voted him out when they were not ready
honey,
to have him
on.
anymore.
Atta
We
Mills,
can't vote you out. You
hold
have
on.
the franchise for life. That's what you're telling
Sweetheart,
me.
so are
It's
you
very,
trying
very...
to tell me that if I don't like the way multimedia works, what should I do? Go and bend the multimedia? No. I mean, seriously. Politics is different from private sector. It's different even with even, what do you call it? In public sector, you can't even sack people. It's called what? You reshuffle them. You're employed for life. But all I'm saying, organizations have a way of running, okay?
And that's how your organization
hold on,
runs.
We have a way of running. Every organization, it has its corporate culture. It has its code of conduct. It's got, contracts that guide both parties, employer, employee, to ensure that nobody is being taken advantage of. We're able to work at peace. So when there are breaches in contract or there are disagreements, there's arbitration. When you resort to arbitration, there are channels. When you resort to arbitration, it's not working, you honorably
And
go
these
your
are
way.
the processes
And
you go
except,
through.
of course, the employer has, harmed you physically, it's like something, or in reverse, or that the employee has also caused irreparable damage. So that's why we live in a democratic society.
But your system doesn't look... Even though you make it sound so, it doesn't look
even in
from
an
the things that...
autocratic system,
Which looks like that's what you run.
They have rules.
Which looks like that's what you run.
That's what you think.
That's what they say.
No, you're being prejudiced.
No, because that's what I've heard. So I'm asking you.
And I've just told you.
And you've said so many things that makes it look so.
I've just told you that that's not how we operate.
So...
That's not how we operate.
Let's run through
we are
your...
fair and firm.
Run us through how you operate at exclusive events.
Okay, so first
So for instance, the Miss Ghana team.
Under Miss Ghana.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, every year we audition. I mean, we advertise.
Who are these?
First of all, we start by saying we launch, like Friday, coming Friday, we're launching Miss Ghana 2019. So we agree, the team agrees on the date, time, procedure, hotel partners where you're launching, you launch. You talk about the concept for the year, you talk about what the brand has achieved previously. The reigning queen talks about her experience and what other queens should look out for. Right after that, advertisement, you have an audition. And like I mentioned, I would, humbly plead, please, and urge every young lady out there that once you decide, okay, I want to be a part of Miss Ghana, do a bit of research. Go to our website, read. When you're not satisfied, it's a phone call away, or walk to the office and let us explain some things that you don't understand, okay? So that you're clear in your mind that indeed, this is an organization I want to be a part of. Indeed, I want to serve my country. Then once you're clear and you've met all the requirements, go ahead and purchase your application form and come and audition. You understand? Once auditioning is over and you're lucky to be selected amongst the top 20 finalists, right? We would invite you with your parent.
Oh, now with your parents.
Oh, we do that. That's what I was explaining. Gone were the days we'll give you the contracts and you go. But now, no. Come with your
parent. I thought you said we were lawyers.
Hold on. You come with your parent and your lawyer because you need that legal guidance. Because sometimes, I'm sorry, you might pick a lawyer that your parents are not even aware of this. So halfway along the line, the parents say, but we didn't know you were competing.
I forgot to ask you whether this decision was made in hindsight of all that had happened.
Hold on, let me finish.
Is that the case? Before you finish,
the only factor or the only new novelty or innovation to what we do is the fact that you bring your lawyer to the meeting. Do you understand? But in the past, you took the contract home. Your parents should witness for you, and ideally, we all do that. You can sit with a lawyer, your own lawyer, and say, okay, I'm happy about this, I'm not. When you're not clear, you come in, we'll clarify before you sign. You understand? And because we work within a time frame, you've got 5 days to do that. Do you understand?
Even when you bring the lawyer?
Everything
the lawyer comes on the DD of signing, is that what it is?
No, you have 5 days. So I'm sorry, let's try and work within time frame. You get your contracts on a Monday. By end of working day, 5 days, Monday, the following Monday, working day. So you get your contract on Monday. Try and go through Monday in the morning. Try and go through with family. Then get your lawyer involved so that between Tuesday to Friday, the lawyer can visit the office. We'll go through and clarify any issues they might have. But Monday, we expect our contract signed or not. If not, like we said, sometimes some people might not be able to defer, okay? So that's a genuine concern. And if she's not able to, that's fine. Your runner-up, because as original queen, when you're selected as original queen, you all have runner-ups, first or second runner-up. So if the main person selected is not able to, the first might be able to, or the second. You understand? So that's how we work. So now once everyone is clear on the roadmap, on how the organizations work, the organization works, what our responsibilities and obligations are to each other, we're all happy and we're clear. Then we have a smooth sail.
Okay, so
So that's how, in an ideal situation, we would like to work.
You would like to
No,
work.
we work. What I
When
mean
did
by
this start? I want to
Hold
know
on.
that you said the novelty in 2019.
It's just the introduction of the lawyer.
In this season.
In our present.
In this season.
In last season.
That's when it started. That's what I wanted to understand.
But in the past,
It was just for the parents.
And
anybody else you care to show it to.
But now we want to make sure that indeed you have sought your legal, counsel's
and it's because
advice.
of the constant...
because people always, they make it look like you force people to do things, which is not the case. So that's the way
your
we
girls
chose
tell
to,
us that.
to-
Your
to-
girls...
Well, I don't know who told
Your
you that.
girls
when we
say
get
that.
to court, we'll know.
You keep talking. I'm so sure you're so enthused about
Wait.
going to court with these young girls.
Why do you make it look like I sound so enthused? Let me
Because
ask
you
you a
keep saying
question.
when you go to court,
If
when we
you
get to court, when we go to
were in
court.
if you were in my shoes, how would you feel?
I don't know. I'm not in your shoes, so I don't know how it
Oh,
feels.
please,
Maybe
go
I would
on.
have given up. Maybe.
Okay.
Sometimes
Be
I
a
wonder.
realist.
I wonder
And
why.
don't be typical Ghanaian.
And I
You've
wonder
given
why
up.
you haven't given up yet. It's like, and I asked you that initially. You have a passion for something, and people don't seem to regard that passion. They don't seem to care about your passion. And like you say, they keep defaming you, like you've said, and you keep at it. I'm wondering what you're gaining. Is it that it's lucrative?
So let me answer the previous question. In terms of your passion, do you know what is beautiful about managing, aside the core of it, impacting society through provision of water, projects we do with the aged, health, environment, education, mentorship? That's given, that's constant. But the beautiful thing about it, another beautiful thing about it is the transformation. You pick this young lady, go through the grooming process, and when she's churned out at the end of the reign, it's like when a mother gives birth to a child and you watch the child grow beautifully and elegantly.
And
That's the pride and joy.
That's a pride and joy.
You know what? Like we said, it's like my friends or my relatives and friends, they go like, oh, but Jesus healed what, 10 lepers and only one came and said thank you. We're not looking at the people who didn't appreciate our effort. We're happy and content with the beauty we see in those that do.
But you're supposed to be your mouthpiece, and then they go out there and go and rubbish.
Honey, you can't just have one mouthpiece. You have plenty.
But if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let me tell you something. If you've worked with over 1,000 girls, right? It's over 1,000. Let me do the maths. From 2011, 2012, when we started, till last year, you have over 1,000 contestants that you've worked with, and 6 rubbish your work, or even let's say 10. You have over 900 to continue. So, sweetheart, we're human. Like I say, you're a Christian. Reflect on the life of Jesus Christ.
But Jesus forgave. You are not forgiven. You are not forgiven. Jesus forgave.
Yes.
But you are
Like
not
we said,
forgiven.
Jesus went through so many things. In some instances, he forgave. In other instances, he punished. So, we'll take it from there.
Now, I asked a question that you didn't, maybe you ignored or maybe you didn't hear. I asked whether it was lucrative to run this.
No, it isn't.
You run it from your pocket sometimes?
Well, we have other businesses, so we sustain the pageants like that.
Why?
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever organized an event before?
No.
Over the weekend, a friend was telling me about an event. She says, no, we didn't even get any money, but we had to go, and I just smiled. Most often than not, that's what happens in this industry. But the passion people have and the vision that one day we will break even, you continue at it. You don't give up on your dreams.
But when you started...
Do you know there are people who, you can give instances. Person who developed, who developed electricity, aeroplane, what have you. Do you know how many, even Einstein, the rest, do you know how many times people, hit at them, attacked them and said, you're either useless or you're not worth your dream and give up? But they kept at it. Today, you're all benefiting from that persistence.
Now,
so one day, you and I will sit here, and I'm sure you would be congratulating me.
Well, I will still have to congratulate you because you've kept the faith. But one of the things that the people have said is that you inherited a fairly good brand.
Yeah?
And
Why
you
fairly
have,
good?
Well, they had sponsors at that time. MzGee was a big deal at that time.
For real?
And all of a sudden, all the glory that comes
Yeah.
with Miss Ghana
Yeah.
seems to have been washed
Yeah.
away under your reign or since you bought the franchise.
That's interesting. You know what I'd like? I'd like you to go YouTube. That's what I say. You yourself, you didn't even do your research.
I've done my research.
And no, you didn't.
I've done my
didn't?
research.
You
And
haven't? Hold
people
on.
who are watching, Ina,
Hold on, let me
Ina,
finish,
wait,
sweetie.
before you go ahead. People who are watching, at least might have followed the stories through. And when you keep saying, I've heard you peddle a lot of words around, oh, you've not done your research. I know it's a nice way of maybe
No.
making it look like it's not the real thing. But if you have all your queens or most of your queens coming to say blah, 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 and even you know that when you started in 2012, you had certain sponsors on board that dropped
Sweetie,
along the way.
Hold on a second. Let me finish. I appreciate my sponsors very much. Some have stood by us. Others have had to go because they don't have the budget. But we still give them, if you look in the brochures, we still appreciate them because they'll give you products and services. But my dear, in the last 12 years, we have not been able to cover the cost of hosting Miss Ghana through cash sponsorship. That I wouldn't tell you. We've had to cushion it. So that's a fact. But anyway, fast forward to...
So the brand hasn't lost its glory and the...
Hold on. It hasn't. And when you, back to your lucrative question, the reason why I said you haven't done your research is because we have a video on YouTube. It's Miss Ghana 60 years on. We recorded it 2017 as part of our anniversary celebration. And if you had listened to Shirley, that's what I want to. In fact, the next interview, I'll bring that excerpt if you haven't. She says, people sit out and think you're making money, they think you're making money, you think you're making money. That's the perception. Many years ago, yes, when Reginald Laye was doing it, Chairman Laye, yes, you had the British American tobaccos, you had, but these days things are different. Your clients complain about generally the economic environment. Now, marketing, sales, especially, marketing and advertising, that's the least on the budget of organizations when they're struggling with revenue generation. So it's almost given, it's almost a constant that budgets for marketing, PR, or advertisement will always suffer. So your sponsor would reach out to you, but they might not be able to cushion you 100%. But with the little, believe you me, we appreciate them. We do appreciate them. And they appreciate us.
And they appreciate
and that's
you.
why they're still with
but
us.
I've heard stories of some of them, and that's why I said that. And maybe you go back to Shelley's conversation that you inherited a fairly good. I use the word fairly good. I didn't say it was totally good, but it was fairly good. And we've heard them say that people have left because Ina has not delivered or did not deliver. And these are some sponsors we had spoken to. Did not deliver according to the contract or according to what she promised. And also, I've heard some of your girls, and so I'm asking two questions in one. I've heard some of your girls said, because of the way Ina has carried the brand, when we walk into places with Miss Ghana, they tell us, your madam will spend the money. We are not giving it to you. I've heard your girls say that.
That's interesting. So what are we supposed to do with money when we earn money? Answer that. What do you do with money when you earn money?
Maybe you don't rent the account to these sponsors.
Sweetheart.
You're supposed to spend them, but you're supposed to spend it, but maybe you're not rendering an account to these people who, or they have not seen the worth of the money they've given to you.
Those who have issues can always write to us and tell us, okay, if you, you want an accounting to, let's say you sponsored us with, okay, let me not even talk about that. You're welcome to the office to do that.
Maybe they couldn't stand that. That's why they left along the way.
I am not superhuman, or I don't have that much power. In fact, what country can I liken this to? That if your sponsor has an issue, they can come to me. Come on.
Maybe it comes back to the issue of Ina being a monster.
Hey, are you serious?
Well,
when a client, I'm sorry to say this, it's a mutually beneficial partnership. You're sponsoring us, we're giving your brand the exposure, we're helping you take a chunk of a market share that you're interested in, and you can't come and say, Ina, I need us to do things differently, then the sponsor is not even being honest or true to themselves.
In 2017, I heard at the last minute, one of your sponsors dropped out.
You did?
Yes, because they felt they were not comfortable with some of the things.
Sweetheart.
It's not true?
Then you'll have to visit the office and let's go through the archives.
It's not true?
I'm not aware of that.
None of your sponsors left at the last minute?
I'm not aware of that.
Why didn't your series air, the original series?
I should ask you.
I don't know. It wasn't on our network.
I should ask you.
It wasn't on our network. So why didn't he air?
We don't always air series, my dear.
No, but you told us, and I remember very well that you said that the regional tour or the how do you call it, the scouting or the auditions, they were packaged. I even remember that one of my colleagues, Doreen, was the one who went with you, and they were packaged, but he never showed.
Negotiations with what, Joy?
It wasn't.
Joy?
It wasn't supposed to be us.
Sweetheart, no. We did have negotiations, and the negotiations didn't fall through.
But why are you putting it on us? Because there were other networks.
No, it was you, purely you.
No, weren't your media
I'm telling you,
partners?
it was purely you. Yes.
We heard of other networks and
No.
all that, but in that season
so why was Doreen with us sticking through?
Well, you could pick anybody to work with. It doesn't necessarily have to
Are
be.
you aware that even what you guys did beautifully that I appreciate is that 2017, your media team were with us in all the regions. They kept on, they called Doreen and you were our media partner. You were.
And so you didn't meet our requirements?
We did meet your requirements. The only thing we fell short of was the humongous bill you slapped us with, which we couldn't afford.
We were running an institution just
I
like
know,
you were.
Thank you. No, but most of the time, it's pro bono. Yes. We did it successfully with GTV.
That is Ghanaian television. Like you said, you're the pride of Ghana. And that's the national broadcaster.
They
have support from government.
Do they?
I think that's what we know.
That's alleged.
That's what we know.
They have their own budget. You need to generate revenue to run. How can budget be cushioning?
Well, this is just for the sake of this conversation. If they did you a good service, you wouldn't have come to us.
To be honest, we came to you because you've got national television and you need support service. And when you disappointed us, we now run back to them and say, okay, let's carry.
But since you're saying that none of your sponsors left at the last minute, what delayed the purchase of Margaret's car? Because we heard it took about 5 months or so for her to receive a car.
Like I said, when we get to court, we'll deal with all those matters.
So you are not telling us anything about that car as well?
I'm not talking about girls and all the issues.
These are all
blah.
Miss Ghana.
Sweetheart, like
faces of Miss Ghana.
Sweetheart, every year you either have your car sitting outside at the gate, or there's a delay in shipment, or there's a delay in transfer, whatever, what have you. But we always have official cars at our disposal in the office.
They didn't have that, we are told.
Oh, that's not true.
I'm told, and this is something...
You are told.
That's what I'm asking you. Some of the things you asked me to be an ass. So I went to ask Carlton. Now,
no, you didn't. You didn't.
I'm telling you things that some of these girls have told me. Why do you make it look like I just conjured the stories?
You are, and I think you're not being fair and objective. You know why?
Why?
No, because our offices are open.
No,
why
you
would
are
we
your
give
office.
No, I'm not there all the time.
No, but you run an institution.
No,
that's fine. But I spoke to some of your girls.
Oh, you keep on talking about these girls.
I spoke to some of your girls, and I'm told, and I mentioned to you that one of them I know comes all the way from Bawe or Malam, and she tells, or I hear that you say, pick an Uber and bring us your bill and blah blah blah.
I say pick an Uber. I've never said that.
That's what the office.
I don't.
So you're not running the office by yourself. You're not up to date with what is done in your office. Is that what it means?
Sweetheart, I don't think my team has ever said that.
That they should pick taxis. They should pick an Uber.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, if you have a clean or driver's license, there are cars at your disposal. Why would we want to give vehicles to runner-ups and not want a whole queen? I mean, sweetheart, be discerning.
Is that to say that at the time you crowned your queen, she wasn't a driver, a licensed driver, and the other runner-ups weren't licensed drivers as well?
All of them, none of them could drive. It's like even last year, our queens, our reigning queens now, none of them could drive. So our driving partner is Top Tech. So Top Tech took them through driving lessons, but in the course of their driving lessons, they had drivers at their disposal to drive them through, but they had like 3 months maximum, because the beauty of a car sponsor wanting to come on board is they want to see the queen behind the wheel to attract other young ladies or fathers or business who say, oh, I want to buy that same vehicle for my daughter, she'll look good in it, or I want to buy it for my girlfriend, I want to buy it for my wife. That's the reason why you are behind the wheel. So sweethearts.
So why didn't that happen in 2017?
Hey, how would I know why didn't that happen?
No, because you ran that institution. So why didn't you?
Your agreement per your contract, it's your job come in with your driver's license. That has nothing to do with us, please.
So for 5.
So if you want
so
to,
for
my
5
dear,
months.
the cars are at your disposal. Go, come with a driver's license.
You don't want me to ask my questions anymore.
Because,
you
no,
can,
no, hold on.
because
You
I'm
keep-
hearing.
I'm beginning to get tired, to be honest, because
well,
you keep repeating the same thing over and
because
over
I want
again.
to have a clear answer. Then
Okay,
we
so
can
what
move
do
on
you
to
want?
another.
What do you want
So
to
for
know?
5 months, I'm told that these young ladies were asked to come to the office on a daily, every weekday. They're supposed to report, and they're supposed to transport themselves to the office.
Sweetheart, when you're coming to work, how do you go to work?
These are not workers.
No, I'm asking you. If you're coming to
I
work...
am paid.
No, let me ask
I
you
am
a question.
paid,
Let
and
me
so
ask
it's
you a
assumed
question.
that I'm supposed to take from my salary.
Okay, so they have allowance, which was supposed to even
Of
go
500
towards their...
cedis.
Of course.
And that's supposed to take them from
Of
home
course.
to the office
That's
on
for
a daily.
The runner-up, the queen, I've forgotten what she was taking.
The queen, I'm
I've
told
forgotten.
500 cedis.
No, no, no.
That's what I'm told.
I don't remember her figures. That's why I said, listen, don't put me in trouble now.
No,
because
but
some of these things are in court.
That's fine.
But let's talk
about what I know.
Hold on. Let
and
me talk about what I know, and I
you
remember
know as well.
vividly. The reigning queen currently is on an allowance of 1,000 cedis.
We're talking about 2017.
Sweetie, like I said, I don't keep everything at the back of my mind, and I don't want to say something.
Okay, let's talk about...
Because don't forget, your recording is recorded. You can use that against
That's
me, contempt.
fine. That's fine.
So let me
the recording
talk
will be
about-
out. You can
hold
also
on.
decide
No?
what to use against
No.
them and myself.
Oh, no, no, I can't use anything against. But bottom line is, what I know is the first runner-up, I mean, the queen is on an allowance of 1,000.
Let's forget about 2018 because I haven't followed the 2018 issues, and they haven't even come to tell us anything yet.
700, then the second was 600.
Okay, so maybe that's an increment. But let's say you don't know what the queen was taking in 2017, but the runner-ups were taking 500 cedis. At least you have
I'm
agreed
not
to
going to
that.
agree to that because I don't remember vividly, and I don't want to say something and it becomes an issue.
Okay, then don't say anything. But you
Yeah.
think that what they were taking was enough to transport them to the office on a
Salaries
daily
or allowances can never be enough. It can never be enough.
And
I'm sure yours is not enough either, but guess what? You're ingenious, you're a businesswoman. You put together your skills and your talents and...
that's what you're expecting the young girls to do?
Not necessarily. What I'm saying is that...
We're talking about these girls, not me anyway.
So let me explain what happens. You've got advertisement contracts, okay, that come in to supplement what your allowance is. Bear in mind, no sponsor has sponsored those allowances, by the way. So don't think that someone has given, like some of the queens, their parents were doing, hopping from shamefully or shamelessly, hopping from one sponsor to the asking them if they had given me money for their daughter or daughters, more or less. So the focus, like I said to you, is not about cash, car, and crown. It's about what impact am I giving to society.
But is that what you communicate to them before they join?
Oh,
because some of them have the reason they're joining. They want the cash. Who doesn't want the crown? And who doesn't want the car?
If you want cash, how much cash do you want? Ask yourself. And if you want millions or thousands of that we're not offering you, don't come.
Who and who constitute your team? Because we hear that these are family members. The institution is run by Ina, her brother, her mother.
Let me ask you a question. Is there something wrong with that?
I'm asking you if that's the case.
No, but I'm just asking you.
I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Is that the case?
That's not the case.
You don't run with your brother, your mother, your sister, the chaperone being your best friend, and all of that. That's not what the case is.
That's interesting.
I've been asking.
Did you do a bit of what do you call it? Should I say corporate law? Basics.
That family members can...
No, hold on.
I want to know
you.
if it's a family business.
And that's none of your business. You know why?
No? Well, people want to know. Your girls have used that as another reason to accuse you.
Hold on.
Oh, Ina.
No.
Maybe we should have waited for the court proceedings to have this discussion.
Exactly. Because
everything seems to
gagged.
So you can't say whether it's a family institution
but let me tell you
or
something.
your family runs it.
The point I want to drive at, point one, is there's nothing wrong in running a business with family and
Nobody
friends.
said it was wrong.
So
I'm asking you whether that's the case.
It's not even an issue to be discussed, sweetheart. Let's have an exciting and intelligent
But you're really telling me to come to the office. It's very intelligent, I must say, because
it isn't.
your girls have said that your brother keeps threatening them.
Hey, how?
Exactly. So is. So
I mean,
I'm asking whether it's
Sweetie,
the family.
Have you ever?
We've heard of so many family
have you ever seen my
businesses.
brother at my launch?
Well, they may be doing the back office stuff.
Oh, come on, it's girls.
We don't see your chaperone at the launch either.
Hey, for real?
I've never seen your chaperone.
Then you don't know her, that's why.
Maybe you never introduced her. Maybe your brother could be standing there, but you didn't introduce.
You know,
oh, this is my brother. He's the managing director. This is my chaperone. She's my best friend.
As for my brother,
you know,
when you see him, you've seen him. Everyone in this Ghana, because we're like twins.
I see.
Yes.
So maybe that's why you don't show him
Oh, how?
at your launch and all of that. But you said it's not a question to ask. So
I mean, come on.
So you won't tell
Really?
us whether it's a family business
I
or
mean,
not.
we have a business we're running.
Is it a family
and
business?
That's none of your business.
Oh, you have a business you're running, which is none of our business. Yet
mean,
is the
mean-
pride of Ghana.
The products is a part of Ghana.
Yes, we don't need to know how it's
For
run.
example, let me ask you a question. When previous organizers were running Miss Ghana, did you ask them
They were
that?
not plagued with all these issues.
Oh,
I never heard. I wasn't working at
you were
multimedia
young.
by
You were a baby.
maybe. Talk about Miss Ghana 2018.
Yeah.
We were told that during the audition for Miss Ghana 2018, just about 20 girls showed up. A little over 20 girls showed up for the audition.
oh, but that's true. Very true. Yeah, that's true. Do you know we organized an event in 1 month? We didn't have time. We even advertised. In fact, we didn't advertise. We only put it on our page like a week before. We didn't have time. We had deadlines to work
And that's
with.
not the character of Miss Ghana.
Of course not. Yeah.
So what
But you know
changed?
the beauty of it? In as much as we didn't get time to advertise and say we are, auditioning on this date and time, we had quality.